math in code. So we are going to see how we can write the base converter in Python. Base converter, those who have studied bases, you convert from one base to another. So here we are going to write a base converter that changes from one base to another. And then let's begin. So we shall write our function. So we shall call it to decimal. So to decimal, we'll need your number and then the base. So after there, we comment on what we are going to do. So we come and say we are writing, so converting. So this function, what the function will do, converting a number from any base to any base between, this is what this function will do, between 2 and 36 to decimal row. So after there, that will tell us what that function does. So from there we come and say the digits that we consider in bases are, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So we have all those numbers are considered while converting. So we change our number, we stabilize our number, so that's number dot upper. So we change it to uppercase, whatever we are going to do. So during changing it to decimal, so therefore our decimal, we initialize it to 0. So after initializing, we use the for loop, digit in number. What do we do? If the digit that we are to deal with is not in the digits, our digits, which index? So we say we slice it. So after there, what do we do next? If it is not there, we raise a value error. And what are we printing there? We shall say invalid digits. So meaning you have entered the wrong things. Invalid digits. So we pass in the digits that person has entered in the invalid digit. So for which base? We come and say for base. Then we write the base, that base. So after there, where we have raised the error, so that is guarding the code. So decimal will equal to the decimal times the base, decimal times the base, and then plus the digits dot the index. So we get that index of what? Of the digit. So after there, what do we return? So we return the decimal number. So we have converted now to decimal. That is our function. So the next function we are going to write is the function from decimal. So the one that will change from decimal, and then that will require a decimal and then also the base. After doing that, we write what the function will do. It's very important in programming. So this one converts a decimal number to any base between 2 and 36. Between 2 and 36. Yeah, because that is the recommended bases. So even though at at your level you normally convert to a given base, but we can convert up to 36. So we have our digits here. So to simplify life, we are going to just copy it, put it down here, and then we go ahead and say if the decimal number, this decimal is equal to 0, someone has entered something wrong, we just return it. If it is equal to 0, we return the decimal, we return that number. After, what do we do? Now we do the conversion. We do the conversion. So result, we create a variable called result. We initialize it to an empty string. Then after there, we do the changing. So we use the while the decimal is greater than 0. When the decimal is greater than 0, it means it's a real value. So remainder is equal to the decimal divided by, so we get that is how we get the remainder. Yeah, if you want to learn, leave a number on the screen such that you can design these simple programs like this. So digits, and then we pass in the remainder, and then after passing in the remainder plus the result. This is how you combine, you change a decimal, you change a base. So we have our decimal is equal to decimal, and then we do the floor division. Floor division returns a whole number. Then after that, what do we do? We return the result. After returning the result, that is our function from decimal. Now let us go to the final function. The final function is def convert. This is a simple program that converts a base. What do we need? We need the number. We need the floor base, and then we need the 2, the one where you are taking it to, the 2 base. This is what we call math in code. So if we have to tell the user what we are doing. So this is converting a number from one base to another base. Yeah, so let us write the logic down there. So the logic, pull out your computer, pull out your phone, and we write this project together. So we come and say if from the base, that from base is less than 2, or that from base is also greater than 36, meaning that guy has entered the wrong base. So what do? We raise. What are we raising? We raise a value error, and then what are we passing in there? We tell that guy something, that the original base must be between 2 and 36. Yeah, don't enter wrong base. After doing that, we also cater for the 2. So if the 2 base is less than 2, or the 2 base is greater than 36, what do? We raise the value error, and what do we put there? We tell them the target base must be between 2 and 36. Yeah, you have to cater for those inconsistencies. Users are funny. So after there, we do we create a variable called the decimal value. So decimal value, what does it do? We call the two decimal, our function, we call this two decimal, this function of ours. So now what does it require? It requires a number and a base. So it requires the number. So the number, we are going to pass in our number, and also it requires the from base. So we pass in the from base. After there, we do the converted number is equal to from, we call the from decimal function, our from decimal function, this one. We call it. So what are we passing in? We are passing in the decimal and the base. So we pass in our decimal. So the decimal we are passing in is this guy. So we pass it in. What else? We pass in the two base number. After doing that, then we return. We do the return. So we return the converted. So cheap things. We return the converted number. Then after we use it, now we'll see the magic. See the magic. So this is the main program. The other one, we are helper functions. So try, we cater for errors. So we come and say number is equal to, you input the number you want. Input the number. Input the number. We tell you enter the number. So this number is the one that you want to be converted. So you enter the number. After entering the number, I will come and say from the base, the from base. We tell you to we convert it, and then input. Then we tell you enter the current base. Enter the current base. So from 2 to 36. So you enter the current base. After entering the current base, we come and say 2 the base is equal to int. That's conversion. Input. What do we do? Enter the base to convert to the one here you want to be converted to. And then from where? From 2 to 36. Those are the recommended bases. After then, what do? We compute the result. So the result is equal to convert. So what are we converting? The base. We call the convert base. This one. This is our function that we are calling. So what are we passing in? We are passing in the number. That is the number we are passing in. What else? We pass in the from base, and then also we pass in the to base. So after passing it in, we print for you. We print for you the result. Print the result. We come and tell you that the number that you entered in base, the base you entered, that's from base, is equal to, we give you the result, and then in the new base that you wanted. As simple as this one can help you to convert anything you have ever thought of. Such a program. Now, whenever you write a try, we must capture it. So we write the exception. So the exception except value error as the error. So after writing that, we also print for you if there is an error. So we come and say the error, you then, that if there is any, is the error. Now the program is done. If we run the code, let us run the code. If you run it, it is asking you the number. For example, you enter 1 let us say 1 0 1 1 0 1. Then it is in base 2, and then you want to convert it to, for example, base 10. It is 45. It's already converted for you immediately. If you run it and you enter another one, enter number, for example 56478 it is in which base? For example, it is in base 9, and then you want to change it to which base? For example, base 16. It gives you the equivalent to base 16 immediately. If you want to change, for example, let us enter another one. You can also write it and enter it your way. So for example, you write 2 4 3 6 4 8 9 as such a number, and then which base? It's base 8, and then what do you want to convert it to? 11. It automatically converts it to base 11. As simple as that. Yeah, if you have loved this program, consider liking the video, subscribe such that you can always get notified, and click the bell notification to be notified when I upload another project. Thank you so much. Write a program like this, get your computer, write it, try it, and you see how amazing it is. Thank you so much. We meet in the next